So now we have the law of averages. Okay, so what I want you to know about the law of averages is that it can be applied to any skill, and it can be applied especially with sales, marketing, outreach, any sort of outreach and trying to connect with people. You can apply the law of averages to, and it really is just a system built on consistency. What are you maintaining consistency with is your pitch, pace, and attitude. What is our pitch? It's how and what we say. What is our pace? It's how hard we're working towards the goal. In other words, your work ethic, the engine that drives success. And your attitude is your external perception. In other words, how are you making people feel around you, perceive you? So, what does the law of averages equal? It equals predictable results. Again, if you know, number one, it's extremely important to track your law of averages. How are you going to do this? For instance, in sales, if you don't know how many sales or how many outreaches it's going to take to get the sale, what you want to do is count up every single time you receive a no, and how many times it takes to receive the yes is your law of averages. The average is yeses to nos in that case, in the case of sales. So for instance, maybe it takes you, when you first start, maybe it takes you 100 times before you get your first yes. And then over time, as you keep doing it, the cool thing about the law of averages is that you can actually decrease it. And the more that, obviously we're building skills, so the more that you work on it, again, compound, based on the law of compound interest, the more volume, the more numbers that you get, the more times that you make outreach, whatever it may be, stops, calls, however many times you do that, the more you do it, the less you'll have to do it and the smaller your law of averages is going to get. And so as you can see with this curve, a lot of the compound interest stacks towards the end. So I don't know if maybe you've seen one of my Instagram stories when I was talking about adding a penny every single day. If you add a penny, if you double a penny, if you double the income off of a penny every single day for 30 days, I believe the total is around 5 million. But if you stop at day 15, it's actually 153. And it's the same thing that applies here. Towards the end is when everything really just starts stacking on itself, because that volume really starts to kick in. The volume of all the reps, doing the pitch, maintaining the pace, and keeping your attitude. As you apply those over and over and over again, you obviously are going to get better as well. And so you'll see some of the best sales experts, law of averages of 5. Every time they outreach or call to 5 people, they get the sale. And this is true. There are people who are every other, like, obviously this takes lots and lots of years. But again, because of the concept of volume and compound interest, the earlier you start, the faster and more it'll grow. Towards the end, you'll be a monster. If you just focus on your law of averages and maintain a consistent pitch, pace, and attitude. Let's get it, guys.